Spain is a land of contrasts where mountains pierce the sky and rivers carve their way through ancient valleys. It is a country of sun-baked deserts, of winding roads, and quiet reservoirs that mirror the clouds above. Here, empires once clashed, and cultures intertwined, leaving behind palaces and cathedrals that still sing of their glory. Come, with Ruach Realms, let us journey together through Spain's wonders, a poetic path that leads into its very soul, unreal Spain. The Pyrenees, a wall of stone between Spain and France, stretching more than 400 kilometers from the Atlantic to the Mediterranean. Here, jagged peaks rise into the clouds, crowned by Mount Aneto, the highest summit at over 3,400 meters. Valleys unfold below, carved by ancient glaciers, where rivers glint like silver threads and forests blaze with the colors of autumn. Villages rest quietly in the shadows, their stone walls holding centuries of stories of shepherds, pilgrims, and forgotten kings. For centuries, these mountains have been a frontier, separating empires and cultures, yet binding Spain to the legends of Europe. The Pyrenees are not just mountains, they are guardians of Spain's northern soul, timeless, untamed, and unreal. In the Canary Islands, far from Spain's mainland, lies a desert by the ocean, the Maspalomas dunes of Gran Canaria, shifting waves of golden sand, sculpted by wind and kissed by the Atlantic breeze. This sea of dunes stretches for more than 400 hectares, a living landscape that moves and reshapes itself with each passing day. To walk here is to step into silence, broken only by the rhythm of footsteps and the whispers of the wind as it dances across endless horizons. Beyond the dunes, the ocean waits, its tides forever tied to the shifting sands, reminding us that earth and water are always in conversation. For centuries, sailors and travelers saw these dunes as a beacon, a golden edge of Europe reaching out into the Atlantic. Today, they remain both fragile and eternal, Spain's ocean desert, a place where the land itself dreams in sand and time feels infinite. Palm trees rise like sentinels, while whitewashed villas gleam in the sunlight, reminders that life has found its place at the edge of this ocean desert. The dunes themselves are alive, sculpted daily by the winds, shifting, breathing, reshaping. A timeless dialogue between earth, water, and sky. This is not just a landscape, It is a living poem of contrasts, where silence rests in the sand and eternity whispers with the waves. In the hills of Andalusia, sunlight spills across villages of white. These are the Pueblos Blancos, towns painted in lime to keep out the summer heat, their walls gleaming like stars scattered against the mountains. At the heart of each, a church rises above terracotta roofs, a reminder of centuries where Moorish design and Christian faith intertwined. Narrow streets wind like whispers, leading to courtyards where life unfolds in quiet rhythm. The white towns of Spain are more than villages. They are living poems of stone and sun, where tradition lingers in every shadow. Of Valencia, a city where the Mediterranean light embraces stone and history. Here, Gothic spires rise beside Renaissance facades, and narrow streets open to plazas alive with rhythm and color. It is a city of contrasts, where the old whispers through cathedrals, and the new breathes in modern boulevards. Valencia is not just seen, it is felt, a timeless heartbeat on Spain's eastern shore. Gran Canaria, shaped by the Atlantic winds and waves. Cliffs drop into turquoise waters, lighthouses mark the horizon, and black volcanic rock tells the story of fire beneath the sea. Its shores shift from golden beaches to rugged surf coasts, a landscape where the ocean is always present. Las Palmas rises along the water's edge, a city of plazas, colonial streets, and vibrant harbors painted in color. Here, Spain's spirit meets the vast Atlantic, in a harmony of land, sea, and life. Born of volcanoes, embraced by the Atlantic, its shores tell many stories. Black cliffs carved by fire, golden sands shaped by wind, and coves where the water glows in shifting blues. The ocean is constant here, calling to fishermen, sailors, and surfers who have long lived by its rhythm. In the north, Las Palmas opened like a window to the sea. Colonial facades line narrow streets. Plazas echo with voices, and the harbor bursts with color, a meeting place of cultures carried by the waves. On the island of Tenerife, in the shadow of volcanic peaks, lies Masca, a gorge of striking beauty, carved deep into stone. Here the cliffs rise like walls, sheer faces of ancient lava now draped in green. The gorge winds for kilometers toward the Atlantic, a path of silence broken only by wind, birdsong, and the echo of flowing water. For centuries, Masca was a place apart, so remote that legend speaks of pirates seeking refuge in its hidden valleys. Reaching it was once a trial, a descent through twisting mountain roads that tested even the surest traveler, and yet life clings here. A small village rests within the slopes, its houses blending with the land, holding to traditions shaped by isolation and resilience. This is not merely a gorge. It is a living story of earth and endurance, a place where nature's drama meets the quiet persistence of human settlement, guarded still by the mountains and watched over by the endless Atlantic beyond. Madrid, the beating heart of Spain, a city where grand boulevards spill into vibrant plazas and centuries of history breathe through its stones. Here stands the Cibeles Palace, gleaming in white, watching over the restless flow of life. At the Puerta de Alcalá, arches whisper of Spain's royal past, while the royal palace crowns the city with regal grace. As the sun sinks, Madrid glows with a golden fire, a city alive with passion, art, and an unyielding spirit. It is not just Spain's capital, it is its soul, where tradition and modernity meet beneath the Iberian sky. On Spain's eastern coast lies Benidorm, once a quiet fishing village, now a city where mountains meet the Mediterranean. Golden beaches stretch to the horizon, while modern towers rise above streets alive with music and light. At sunset, the sea reflects the glow of the city, reminding us that Benidorm is both a story of the past and a vision of the present, forever bound to the waves. Rising above Barcelona's skyline stands Montjuïc, a hill of history, culture, and sweeping views. At its heart lies the Palau Nacional, crowned with grand domes and stairways, once built for the 1929 International Exhibition. Today, it houses the Museu Nacional d'Art de Catalunya, where Spain's artistic soul lives on, surrounded by fountains, gardens, and the endless gaze of the Mediterranean below. From stone and iron rises the figure of Spain's patron, Saint James the Apostle. For centuries, he has watched over pilgrims who journeyed the Camino de Santiago, a path of faith and endurance leading to Santiago de Compostela. Here, history and devotion meet, carved into every step and guarded still by his steadfast gaze. In Spain's sunlit alleys, life moves slowly. Whitewashed walls catch the glow of the afternoon, while flower pots spill color into every corner. These narrow streets hold centuries of footsteps, whispers of Moorish arches, Andalusian courtyards, and the quiet rhythm of daily life. Here, beauty is not grand. It is intimate, found in every turn, every doorway, every breath of Mediterranean air. These cliffs stand like silent sentinels, carved in shadow and light. Stripped of color, their true essence is revealed. Stone forged in fire, chiseled by centuries of wind and storm. They speak of endurance, of mountains that have outlived empires, and valleys that remember every echo of time. Here, in their stark stillness, beauty becomes eternal, a black and white memory written across the face of the earth. Mallorca, the largest of Spain's Balearic Islands, where land and sea dance in endless contrast. Its coastline is a living sculpture, towering cliffs, caves carved by waves, and hidden coves where turquoise water glimmers like crystal. For centuries, sailors have sought refuge here, while storms have written their stories across these rugged stones. Beyond the cliffs lie forests of pine and olive, spreading across hillsides, their green canopy breathing with the salt of the sea. In these landscapes, silence lingers, broken only by the call of seabirds, the rustle of branches, the steady rhythm of waves below. But Mallorca is not only wild, it is also a place of history and culture. In Palma, Gothic spires rise above golden streets. The Cathedral of La Seu watching over the harbor as it has for hundreds of years. Narrow alleys whisper of Arab baths, medieval merchants, and the blend of civilizations that left their mark upon this island. Here, nature and history intertwine. Beyond Mallorca's sunlit shores lies the Serra de Tramuntana, a mountain range so striking it is honored as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Pine forests cling to steep ridges, and hidden valleys cradle turquoise lakes. Here, history and nature entwine, where ancient terraces built by hand meet the wild beauty of the Mediterranean, and the island reveals its timeless soul. The sea forever shaping the shore, while people have shaped its cities and traditions. Mallorca is more than an island. It is a timeless journey, a bridge between land and ocean, past and present, silence and song. In the heart of Andalusia lies Seville, a city where history flows through every stone and courtyard. Here stands the real Alcázar, a palace born in the 10th century as a Moorish fortress, later transformed by Christian kings, yet always keeping the soul of Al-Andalus alive. Its arches shimmer with intricate carvings, its walls glow with golden light, and tiled mosaics weave endless patterns, telling stories of faith, power, and beauty. Step into its courtyards, and the sound of fountains mingles with birdsong, as orange trees scatter their fragrance into the air. From the bustling heart of Madrid, the Gran Via unfolds like a river of stone and light, lined with theaters, cafes, and palaces that mirror Spain's modern pulse. Here, history and life move side by side. In the heart of Madrid stands the Palacio de Cibeles, a vision of white stone and soaring towers. Once the city's grand post office, today it serves as Madrid's City Hall. High in the serrated peaks of Catalonia rises Montserrat, a mountain of legend and devotion, its name meaning the Sod Mountain. Carved into its cliffs rests the Benedictine monastery of Santa Maria de Montserrat, home to the Black Madonna, a symbol of Catalan spirit and faith. Pilgrims climb its steep paths, seeking blessings, while travelers marvel at its stone spires, shaped like the fingers of giants reaching for the sky. At the heart of Seville lies the magnificent Plaza de España, a masterpiece of sweeping curves, intricate tilework, and radiant arches. Built for the 1929 Ibero-American Exposition, it was designed to symbolize Spain's embrace of both tradition and progress. Here, fountains sparkle, bridges arch gracefully over canals, and every step feels like walking inside a living painting. The plaza is not just a square, it is Seville's grand stage, where history, art, and daily life meet under the Andalusian sun. On the shores of Tenerife stands the Basilica of Candelaria, a gleaming white landmark facing the Atlantic. Built in the 20th century, it honors the Virgin of Candelaria, revered as the patron saint of the Canary Islands. For centuries, pilgrims have journeyed here, drawn by faith and tradition, while the ocean beats its eternal rhythm against the black volcanic coast, a meeting place of devotion in the sea, where history, spirituality, and nature flow together beneath the island sky. In the wetlands of Andalusia, life gathers where water meets sky. Here, lagoons shimmer beneath the sun, their surfaces veiled in moss and reeds. Flocks of flamingos arrive in brilliant pink, turning the still waters into a living canvas. These wetlands are not just a refuge for birds, but a reminder of balance, where fragile ecosystems thrive under the watchful rhythm of the seasons. Rising above the clouds of Tenerife stands Mount Teide, the highest peak in Spain, born of fire and ash. Its slopes shift from volcanic rock to forests of ancient Canarian pines, where mist drifts like a veil across the trees. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Teide is more than a volcano. It is the heart of the Canary Islands, a place where earth, sky, and silence meet in timeless grandeur. High above the Canary Islands, the night sky opens like an ancient book, each star a glowing page across the heavens. These volcanic peaks are home to some of the world's most powerful observatories, where scientists reach for the mysteries of the universe, from the Milky Way stretching in silver arcs to the distant pulse of galaxies. This is one of Earth's clearest windows to the cosmos. Here, stargazing is not just science, but a reminder of our smallness and of the infinite stories written in the dark. In the heart of Madrid, history and grandeur stand side by side. The royal palace, with its vast courtyards and endless windows, whispers stories of monarchs, ceremonies, and centuries of power. Just beyond, the ornate Cibeles Palace rises in gleaming stone. Once a post office, now the seat of the city's council, a symbol of Madrid's ever-changing spirit. Here, past and present are never separate. They flow together, shaping a capital that feels both timeless and alive. At the heart of Madrid stands the Puerta de Alcalá, a triumphal arch of stone, guarding the city since the 18th century. Its 5 arches once welcomed travelers into the Spanish capital, a symbol of arrival, power, and pride. As the sun sets, the monument glows in soft light, surrounded by parks, plazas, and the steady rhythm of Madrid's streets. The Puerta de Alcalá is more than an entryway. It is a reminder that every city carries a gate, a threshold where history and modern life meet. Along the coast of Spain, the harbor glimmers at dusk, and resting in calm waters are super yachts, floating palaces of glass and steel. Their silhouettes rise against the evening sky, symbols of luxury and travel, where the sea becomes both a playground and a passage to distant horizons. Rising proudly at the end of Barcelona's Passeig de Louis companies, the Arc de Triomphe stands as a gateway of history and celebration. Built in 1888 for the Barcelona World Fair, its red brick arches welcome visitors not with warlike triumph, but with art, culture, and progress. Today, beneath its arches, life flows endlessly. Locals strolling, children playing, travelers pausing, all framed by this enduring symbol of the city's open spirit. Rising just outside Barcelona, the jagged peaks of Montserrat cut into the sky like a stone cathedral. Its name means serrated mountain, and from afar you see why. Towers of rock, weathered by time, stand like guardians above the valley. At its heart rests the Benedictine Abbey of Santa Maria de Montserrat, a place of prayer, music, and pilgrimage for centuries. Here, legend meets faith. Pilgrims climb seeking the Black Madonna, and monks carry on their ancient chants. Montserrat is more than stone and sanctuary. It is a mountain, where the sacred and the natural meet, where silence speaks louder than words. Stretching across the hills of Andalusia, endless rows of olive trees draw patterns upon the land. Spain is the world's largest producer of olive oil, home to over 300 million olive trees, many of them centuries old. Here, the rhythm of life follows the harvest, silver green leaves rustling in the wind, and the fruit pressed into golden oil, treasured since Roman times. More than an industry, it is a heritage. Families tending groves passed down through generations, carrying forward the taste of Spain in every drop. Across the Spanish countryside, the land turns into a sea of pink. Orchards of peach and almond trees bursting into bloom. For just a few fleeting weeks each spring, these valleys transform, rows of blossoms painting the earth like brushstrokes on a vast canvas. Farmers here have tended these orchards for generations, their harvests feeding both tradition and trade. But in these early days, before fruit appears, the fields are simply poetry, nature's own festival of color. Hidden beneath the island of Mallorca lies the Caves of Drac, a subterranean world shaped over millions of years. Here, stalactites hang like frozen curtains, mirrored in the still waters of Lake Martel, one of the largest underground lakes in the world. For centuries, these caverns inspired legends of dragons guarding treasure. But today, they guard something even rarer: nature's quiet, timeless beauty. In the heart of Alicante, in Canalejas Park, stand giants of another age, colossal ficus trees, their roots twisting like ancient sculptures. Planted more than a century ago, they have watched generations pass beneath their shade. Their vast canopies offer shelter from the Mediterranean sun, a living monument of endurance and time. Here, nature is not just seen, it is felt in the silence of roots that dig deeper than memory. Flowing like a river of stone, the Explanada de España unfolds beneath the footsteps of thousands, its mosaic of red, black, and cream tiles forming waves that echo the nearby sea. Planted with rows of palms, the promenade is both a meeting place and a memory, where locals stroll in the cool of evening. On the hillside of Barcelona, where the city meets the sky, lies Parc Güell, Antoni Gaudi's dream in stone and color. Here, walls twist like vines, mosaics shimmer like fragments of sunlight, and stairways seem to grow from the earth itself. What was once planned as a housing estate became instead a garden of imagination. Today, a UNESCO treasure where art and nature walk hand in hand, gazing out over the heart of Catalonia's capital. In the snow-clad silence of the Pyrenees, every step is a dialogue between body and mountain, between endurance and awe. Trekkers carve their path across ridges kissed by winter sun, where shadows stretch long and the air carries only the sound of wind and breath. The Pyrenees form a natural border between Spain and France, an ancient wall of stone, glaciers, and legends. For centuries, shepherds, pilgrims, and explorers crossed these same slopes. Today, it is a wilderness that humbles and elevates, where each ascent feels less like a climb and more like a pilgrimage into the heart of nature. and then the summit. After hours of ascent, the horizon opens wide, painting the sky with fire and frost. Toledo, the city of three cultures. Here, stone walls whisper stories of Christians, Jews, and Muslims who once lived side by side, leaving behind cathedrals, mosques, and synagogues woven into one skyline. The old streets curl like a labyrinth, where every arch and alley holds centuries of memory. Above it all, the Alcázar rises, watching the city as it has for ages. Fortress, palace, and sentinel, Toledo is not just history carved in stone. It is a living tapestry, where art, faith, and tradition meet upon the banks of the Tagus. Barcelona, a city that dances between the Mediterranean and the mountains. From the fountains of Montjuïc to the spires of the Gothic Quarter, every corner reveals a dialogue between history and modernity. The rooftops shimmer under the Catalan sun, where Gaudi's imagination gave the skyline its surreal curves. By the shore, the sea speaks in waves, reminding the city of its eternal bond with the horizon. Barcelona is not just a place. It is rhythm and color, tradition and innovation, woven into one living masterpiece. Madrid, where the pulse of Spain never fades. By day, its boulevards hum with the rhythm of commerce and conversation. By night, the city glows, a constellation of lights spread across its grand avenues. Here, history stands beside modern towers and life flows endlessly through plazas, cafes, and bustling streets. Every turn reminds you, Madrid is not only Spain's capital, it is its heartbeat. And as the lights shimmer into the night, they whisper a simple truth. Some cities rest, but Madrid never sleeps. If this journey across Spain has inspired you, from timeless cities to sunlit shores, don't forget to subscribe for more such wonders. Together, we'll continue exploring landscapes, legends, and stories, one destination at a time.